Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR, HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
For over 40 years. RadioAMB, which stands for American Made Beauty, is where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is AmericanMadeBeauty.com, a beauty platform designed to help consumers find beauty companies that are implementing the industry's best practices to bring you quality product and services. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com to find beauty products and services that meet a strict set of standards that reflect their American heritage. Do you want to sample some of our brands? Click on the consumer page and sign up for your free American Made Beauty box. Customized with brands you want to try and products selected for you. That's AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Now, the 10th Annual Global Wellness Summit just concluded in Austria a few weeks ago, and members of our team attended. Some of the key concepts that they heard that we think are important as to the way that people are thinking about health and beauty includes a focus on a world free of disease. Imagine that. You know, this is an event where thought leaders come together from all around the world with a shared agenda on how to achieve global well-being, which actually is projected to have a 30% growth worldwide next year. My team heard that there's actually government initiatives going on in different parts of the world where they're trying to mandate wellness and actually create rewards for healthy living. There's also some exciting technologies that are evolving to create healthy living environments like paint tiles and counter services that absorb volatile organic compounds, formaldehyde, and other gases that make people sick in their homes and their workplaces. There's a movement worldwide to create cultures of wellness that are meaningful for both at home and at work. You know, one of the key topics that was discussed at the Worldwide Wellness Summit was the relationship with food and the dilemma created by superfoods and that fad. My guest today is one of those pioneering people helping us to learn about and define a new relationship with food. Food, you might say? What does food have to do with beauty? Well, if you are a regular listener, you already know the answer to that question. If you're listening to us for the first time, we believe that beauty on the outside can only be achieved by health and well-being of the body, mind, and spirit. I learned from one of my teachers and mentors, Dr. David Simon of the Chopra Center, that with a healthy diet, medicine is of no need, and without a healthy diet, medicine is of no value. In our feature segment, we'll meet the chief juicer for Smart Press Juice and learn about the journey that led to her acquiring this amazing job title. It's a journey that started with a good education and led to a leap of faith to leave a corporate job to own her own company. We'll hear why nutritionally dense foods are more satisfying and why a first step of health involves a body reset. During our segment we call In the Jar, we'll understand what makes Smart Press Juice unique. We'll talk about the press process, something called the humble vegetable, and why protein and cleansing process is important. In our segment we call Beauty That's Soul Deep, we'll talk about the supporting programs that they've created that's really helping people redefine their relationship with food. And finally, in our last segment, we'll look at Annie's vision for the future. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest. She's referred to as a sharp pistol of a woman by Forbes. Niou Vonheim is the visionary and chief juicer at Smart Press Juice. With over 15 years of experience in the largest medical nutritional company, she discovered that there is no medicine on earth more powerful than that of the humble green vegetable. With this knowledge, she created Smart Press Juice, a wholeness and healing company that incorporates organic, whole foods, expert guidance, and transformational communities. Welcome, Annie. I'm delighted to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Patty. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, Annie, tell us a little bit about how you got into the business. How did your career start?
Sure. Believe it or not, I actually started out in the government. I used to work for the U.S. Department of Commerce, and I provided consulting services to allow companies to sell their U.S.-made products overseas. So when I hear the name American-made beauty, that is very near and dear to my heart because that's where I started out. There was a very interesting company that I did consulting for that was just starting to export overseas, and they were the largest medical nutrition company in the professional nutrition space. I was just fascinated with what they did. Their concept was that just because you were born with a genetic disposition to develop a chronic disease doesn't necessarily mean that's the life you have to live. You're not defined by your disease state. That to me was so powerful because I myself was born with a chronic illness where my parents took me to doctors and specialists everywhere, and I was told that there was no cure and I was always going to be sick. I was always going to have this condition. And that for a little girl is very scary to hear. And so I've always been looking for something that can help me with my chronic condition. There's no cure. And with all chronic illnesses, it's the same way. There's no pill for to make it go away. There's just an ongoing onslaught of treatments and specialists and doctors that you could see. I mean, at any given time, I could see 4 to 5 different specialists, who one wants to take me for x-rays, one wants to take me for blood tests, the other one wants to try this, try that. And I'm not the only one. Millions and millions of Americans who have chronic conditions have to deal with this lifestyle day in, day out. So this message that you can take food and take nutrition and alter your genetic destiny was so powerful. So, of course, I jumped ship. I joined that company. I had a passion and I had a mission to learn how do you do this. And I think passion goes a really, really long way. I was very young when I joined the company, their company. I was only 23. But when I joined it, I think within 2 years I was promoted to management because I was, I had a fire in my heart and I wanted to learn. And they started training. Yes.
What is the chronic illness that you are having to deal with?
I have an autoimmune condition, which segments out to a lot of other things. So I have circulation problems, and I have some rheumatoid conditions as well that deals with my joints, and also manifests itself into skin as well. So it's systemic. So it's not necessarily one condition.
Right.
It's really when there's some kind of signaling or some kind of inflammatory or autoimmune disorder in your body, it manifests itself into a lot of different things.
And
so,
and that makes sense, and it's something that so many people in the world are dealing with. When you say autoimmune condition, there's just this plethora of conditions or the ways in which it manifests itself. Tell us what it was that you learned when you went to work for this nutritional company in terms of how they were able to alter your genetic destiny.
What they taught us is that our genes will, they're written with a code, which may have the predisposition for you to develop a disease, especially if your parents had or someone in your family, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to or that you have to live out that life. Our genes are express our health via the environment that we bathe it in, and that means the way we take care of ourselves, the way we live on a daily basis in terms of exercise and stress management and how we eat, how we relax. So all of these things play a key role in our health. So this was a huge, I guess, a light bulb for me saying, wow, you mean if I just change these things, and I'm under the care of an acupuncturist now. She's my primary care above all.
Mm-hmm.
I have a standing appointment with her every week, and she's been with me for 15 years, and it's been phenomenal. And I changed the way I eat. I eat a plethora of different types of vegetables, some which most people have never heard of or ever seen, but they have certain activities in my body that I would need above and beyond some other vegetables. But you just really, really need a wide variety of veggies. And with all the chronic conditions that we saw, so at this company, I became an executive, and I was trained, and I went out and I trained medical physicians around the world. I gave tons and tons of seminars, and I worked with tons and tons of world-renowned specialists in their areas, from GI to bone health to metabolic syndrome, diabetes, to cancer. I've worked with so many healthcare practitioners that specialize in that, and we created educational programs for doctors overseas to learn how to use nutrition and food to treat chronic disease conditions. And by far and away, the most powerful treatment that I've seen over every single treatment and protocol that we've created was just eating vegetables.
Wow.
And that, to me, resonated so much because I think every single one of us is guilty of not eating enough veggies. Like, right. We all are. It's hard. We're busy. We don't have time or access to, a fresh bounty of vegetables. And it's not just one. You see a lot of articles saying kale is great for you, and you see an equal amount of articles saying kale is bad for you.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's because you don't just eat one type of vegetable. One type of fruit, one type of vegetable isn't going to cure you. It's not going to give you the results you need. You need a whole bounty of them, a huge variety of veggies. And you hear nutritionists and dietitians always say, eat the color of the rainbow. You need to eat one piece of fruit or vegetable from every single color of the rainbow every single day, because each one of them has specific antioxidants and phytonutrients that do different things in our body. And our cells are equipped with these adapters and these messaging receivers that receive these messages from all these different phytonutrients and antioxidants, and they react differently to them. That's why you need a wide variety of fruits and veggies every day. You don't just eat one type. And from all of this and everything I've seen, I realized, you know what, I'm going to have to create something that captures all of this, because I don't necessarily want people to be on pills for life or thinking that they could just take this supplement or that supplement and it's going to be a magic pill for your ill. That's not the case. You need a wide variety of fruits and veggies and different types of organic produce that you can take in, day out, no matter the season, no matter where you're going and traveling, no matter how busy you are, something that can nourish your whole body, your whole self, and give you everything you need. And that's where the concept of smart pressed juice came.
And so obviously you're working with these big companies that are already in that space. What was it that made you take that leap of faith to go out and create Smart Pressed Juice, your own business?
I was working for medical nutrition firms who created supplements. And they would have between 300 to 500 SKUs, tons and tons of supplements. And they were meant for medical doctors to look at and prescribe to their patients. So now every patient had the ability to decipher and learn over 500 products. And in the supplement field, you can't make any claims, so it's really, really tough unless you're very knowledgeable to know what to take.
Uh-huh.
And as I said, from all the studies we've seen, there isn't a single condition on earth that does not benefit from a wide variety of fruits and veggies. This is not an area that's really been taken care of, because fruits and veggies, I mean, that's really hard to stick into a pill.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So for me, I was thinking, well, I love the idea of cleanses. That was one area that I worked a lot in these medical nutrition firms. We created these great cleanses. There would be a cleanse for metabolic syndrome / diabetes. There would be another cleanse for fibromyalgia and another one for inflammatory bowel disease. So there would be different types of cleanses for different things. And a couple of the ones we worked with became very, very, very popular. I mean, I saw them featured in People magazine and Goop and, all sorts of different media outlets. And I was saying, that's great, but that's a lot of pills. And people are going to go hungry if they're doing these by themselves without a doctor. You need a doctor to watch over you if you're eating that few calories. So I decided to create something where anybody could do it, and you're not going to go hungry. You're going to get enough calories throughout the day. I still want you to eat food, so there's no fainting allowed. So you'll be eating whole foods, and you'll be getting a bounty of over 40 certified organic fruits and veggies. And I do it in a juice cleanse format, so it's fun, it's trendy, everyone knows what a juice cleanse is. but not everybody knows how to juice cleanse properly. So I created one that's perfectly balanced with the right amount of proteins and the right amount of phytonutrients and also the right amounts of plant-based fibers so that you get all the goodness of all the different types of veggies and that you feel fueled throughout the day. And then furthermore, I added in some nutrition consultants that go along with it. So everyone who does our cleanse is always juicing with guidance, with expert guidance. If you have questions, they're answering it, so they're not left alone. And finally, the most important piece, I think, is our community, that communities can really transform your entire experience. And there's some studies that say that communities, your social network and the community that you hang out in, has more, it decides your health outcomes more than any other doctor or hospital or pill that you could take out there. It's what you can surround yourself with. So I want to make sure that piece is in there together. So I created this program to capture all three of these pieces.
Now I know
I haven't seen anyone like it.
We're going to talk in more detail a little bit later about communities, but I want to backtrack because this whole idea of cleanse, we've been hearing a lot of conversation and buzz about cleansing, and the whole concept. Why is it necessary? First of all, you mentioned a lot of various different conditions that would be positively impacted by cleansing. Why? Why is it these conditions are have a positive result to doing a cleanse, and what does a typical cleanse look like?
These cleanses, I mean, it's a popular buzzword, but what it is more of is it's a boot camp for your body. Okay. You're telling your body, all right, you're stressed, you are not receiving the right amount of nutrients or rest or stress relief or outlets. Let's reset you. So it's a giant reset button on your body. You're saying, all right, I'm taking care of you now. So you're sending that message first and foremost, like, body, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you what you need to repair, because ultimately it's your body that heals itself. Mm-hmm. We're just giving you the tool. So that's what these cleanses are, essentially. It's a program. It's a boot camp. So for each of those conditions that I mentioned earlier, each condition can benefit from different types of nutrients. As I mentioned, let's say for inflammatory bowel disease, there's different nutrients like probiotics and enzymes that people have heard of and probably use. There's nutrients like glutamine and certain amino acids that specifically heal your gut. So that's a program that's specifically created around that condition. For metabolic syndrome and diabetes, we want to look at nutrients that are good at lowering the blood sugar and helping lower your triglycerides and cholesterol. So we're looking at more of that. This general cleanse here, our Smart Press Juice Cleanse, is a general reset for your body, because every single one of these ingredients that we use, from all of our greens and our veggies to our fruits to our sprouts, each one of these has anti-inflammatory properties to them. They have a wonderfully calming effect on your body, because your body knows what to do with this. They look at phytonutrients, and it knows exactly how to activate your healing. So this one's a very general one, but there isn't a single person that's not going to feel better with these nutrients.
And one of the things that I love, because I actually had the opportunity to try it, is the idea when you think about cleansing, you think about starving for a period of time. But that's not the way you've got this set up. You're actually cleansing, but you're also eating. The thing that I loved about it, and tell us why this is, that how satisfying it was, that I would be able to basically only have one meal a day, but I never felt hungry. Why was that?
That's one of the best parts of this program. I just love hearing that from people, that they don't feel hungry during it. A lot of juice cleanses on the market. If you've ever popped into your local hipster trendy juice bar, you'll see, there's a beginning, intermediate, advanced kit. But a lot of these juices, they aren't balanced the right amount of nutrition that your body needs, because it's missing proteins and it's missing fibers, or there's other pieces that are missing. Now, fasting, is a tradition that goes for thousands of years. So you can do it, but those should be more called juice fasts versus juice cleanses. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a cleanse because we're providing your body with the right amount of amino acids that it needs to activate a detox process. Most people don't realize that your body actually needs protein to activate detoxing, not just greens or not just a certain fruit or vegetable that needs to do it. So I perfectly balanced each one of these formulas. Each one of these formulas has plant-based proteins in them, and also the plant-based fibers. We include that as well.
But that's a really big myth, is that you actually need protein to properly detox the body.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That doesn't mean you go out and grab a slab of steak or anything. Plants actually have a tremendous amount of protein if you know the right ones to use.
Mm-hmm.
So we make sure that we use plants that have a great protein profile, and also a fiber profile as well, so that you feel full, satiated, and then nourished at the same time.
And give us an example of some of the plant-based proteins that you're using.
We are using, so every single ingredient we have is certified organic. We really, really believe in that. It's very hard to get certified organic produce out there that's affordable, and that was a huge piece. There's very few of us have the budget to buy over 40 varietals of organic produce. So this is a way where everyone can afford organic, which is wonderful. There's not many things out there, not many programs out there where you can get this wide variety, but we wanted to make sure to use it. But our flagship protein product is called Vanilla Protein. It tastes exactly like an almond milk, which is great. We've formulated it perfectly. It's really creamy and really delicious, and everyone always says this is one of the best tasting juices, but I can't decide which one's my favorite. We use certified organic pea protein and pre-sprouted brown rice protein. We also use chia seeds and certified organic sacha inchi seeds, which is actually a Peruvian superfood. Sacha inchi seeds are like one of my favorite snacks to grab as well. They're so crunchy and the texture is so good. It's super nutty. So we use all of those as our protein.
Okay. And you said brown rice, chia. What was the third one?
And sacha inchi seeds.
And spell that.
S-A-C-H-A. Sacha inchi, I-N-C-H-I.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an up-and-coming superfood. You heard it from us here. It's going to become huge. One of the ingredient manufacturers, I know they're one of the most prominent ones in the world, are saying that they turn around, and I don't think I know the technology on it, but they fractionate the oils that are within them, and he said that it's better than what you see in krill oil or fish oils. That's wonderfully nourishing. So you'll see more of this in the coming years.
And as a result of that, you're being able to give that body that reset that you need. And I really like what you said earlier, that we're trying to do a reset, and that our body is the one that does the healing. We just need to give it the tools, and that's what this cleanse is really designed to do.
Yes, exactly.
All right, great. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we are going to move into our segment called In the Jar, and we'll talk a little bit more about the press process, some more about some of the vegetables, and what are some of the steps that are different about this Smart Press Juice Cleanse. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. I'm Patty Smucker, and we're here with Niou Vonheim, the visionary and chief juicer at Superfoods Juice. And Annie, we're talking a little bit about the idea that you have created a smart press juice that allows people to do a reset on their bodies and to have this general cleanse that allows for the body to reset itself and heal. Tell us a little bit about what does a 7-day cleanse look like?
Well, the 7-day cleanse, we try to make it as easy as possible, so there's not a lot of steps for cleansers to go through. What we do is we have a daily juicing program where they take our 3 juices that are included in our product, and they would drink it 5 times a day. So what you do is in the morning you wake up, and you have vanilla protini. It's wonderfully nourishing. It's endlessly creamy. It's delicious. Great way to wake up. And you have a restorative drink that's rich in protein, omega-3 fatty acids, B-complex vitamins, and minerals that will keep you going all day. Next, you would do cold-pressed greens about 2 hours later. It's just so delicious, gives you so much energy, and it features an unmatched array of over 20 organic vegetables and superfoods. So it's just brimming with revitalizing phytonutrients and antioxidants. Finally, you have Pineapple Cleanse. It's just, we call it the crown jewel of any juice cleanse. It is a really, really deep cleansing formula. It features superfoods, chia, flax, and sprouts, and it's really rich in naturally occurring fiber and omega-3 fatty acids and plant-based vitamins and minerals. So we call it your daily dose of deep cleanse to flush out the toxins from your day. So you would do that, and you also would include 1 clean meal. That's your lunch meal. We have a chef-designed menu. We have it both in vegan and omnivore recipes where you could choose 1 meal, and you can do that during the day. And for some people, like athletes and for some men, they prefer to have 2 clean meals a day because it might not be enough calories to get them for the day. We found that most women are fine with just 1. I've never had to eat 2 when I'm doing a cleanse, but many of the guys have told us that they feel a little better with 2. So what we always say is you got to listen to your body. You know if you're not getting enough nutrition. There's a difference between being hungry for a snack and being starving for nutrients, and you'll know. Most people find that they actually can't fit in any more food after they've taken 5 of these juices a day. It keeps you really, really hydrated, which is great. Your skin's going to show it immediately, and you really look forward to that 1 clean meal a day, and it gives you a lot of energy to last you through the whole time.
And what I love about this, and it is fairly simple, I mean, personally experiencing it, I was amazed at a couple of things. One was, as I mentioned in the previous segment, how satisfied I felt after each one of the juices and drinking them. I felt really full, and it was almost like clockwork that it just at the time that I was scheduled to drink the next one, I was ready for it, and I was really hungry for that clean meal in the middle of the day. But much like the Ayurvedic tradition, which I've talked about often on this show, the Indian tradition that's 5,000 years old, it talks about the whole idea that our bodies burn brightest in the middle of the day, and if you're going to, the heaviest meal of the day that you want to eat is in the middle of the day. So having that as your 1 clean meal of the day was really refreshing to me. So number 1 was that I didn't feel hungry, but number 2, what I really loved was that the one part that I absolutely dreaded, Annie, was the cold-pressed greens. Every time I looked at that, and I was involved with the community that we'll talk a little bit about in just a few minutes, but hearing people talk about the greens and how it tastes and that kind of stuff, I was really dreading it. And the very first time I took it, I was delighted at how wonderful it tasted and how satisfying it was. So it actually is something that I kept it and I actually use it as a snack because it tastes so well. But tell us a little bit about the meals that, you know, what are some of the unique things that you've done with regards to constructing those meals?
The meals, just one side note about cold-pressed greens. Thank you so much for saying that because we spent almost 5 years on that formula, and I'm not joking. We spent a long time because greens are so important for us to take because we just don't eat enough veggies, like I said. So this is one of our flagship products. And they're also pretty disgusting when you juice them. A lot of people say, when you have fresh pressed green juices from a juice bar, it could taste like you're drinking lawnmower clippings.
Right.
One person said I smelled like after coming out of a juice bar 2 years ago. And so I spent a really, really long time with our formulator, Jerry, who just has so much love in his heart for this project. And we were giving it away at farmers markets, just trying to get people's feedback. So I was taste testing it at yoga studios, doctor's offices, and even my gym. I had our bartenders. My gym has a bar. I don't know why. Don't ask. But they were shaking up juices and just taste testing it. I had clipboards walking around asking for people's flavorings. So it was really the feedback from all of these wonderful friends who took the time to give me their feedback and tell me how they liked it to get this formula. It wasn't me doing it myself. It was feedback of hundreds and hundreds of people to arrive at that formula. So thank you. There's a lot of.
And I'm gonna sort of overthrow you on the question that I asked you and ask you another question, and that is the whole idea of the pineapple cleanse. The other observation was I was expecting that I was going to, do you do the pineapple juice just before you go to bed or at the end of the day? And I was expecting that I was going to have this morning experience in terms of a cleanse that was painful or dramatic or whatever. It was very gentle. Tell us a little bit about how that particular product works.
Oh, sure. So when you hear fiber drink, you think Metamucil or, you just I don't know whether I have to be edgy, but I'm sorry.
That's all right.
People say colon blow. That's what I'm thinking. And we wanted to make sure that that's not the experience you get. We wanted to base this off of food. So there's really it's not a supplement it's not a supplement laxative or anything. What we did is we used sprouts, which hardly anybody uses. Sprouts are some of the most nutritionally dense foods in nature, which is wonderful. And there's chia and there's flax also in this formula. So they're very gentle on our system. They're very nourishing, full of omega-3s, and they even have fiber in them. So our body knows what to do with it, but those foods aren't meant to make you have a violent reaction at all. Chia is very gelatinous, so it's very gentle on your system. So it's gently cleansing, but it's not going to make you have any dramatic reactions in the morning. So we made sure of that.
And so it felt really, really, really good. And in the meantime, you're also having these meals, so middle of the day, when you're able to optimize the energy that you're going to get from that meal. And so I'll go back to my original question. Tell us a little bit about how the meals are constructed.
Sure. We had this is a chef-designed menu, which is wonderful. One of my very, very good friends, who's a really respected chef down in Southern California. She helped me create these recipes. And we created both a vegan set and a omnivore set because we have different lifestyles. We wanted to make sure that these meals include proteins, which our body really, really needs, and also a lot more varietals of veggies. So we have everything from turkey or vegan lettuce wraps to roasted cauliflower. We have a vegan chili, which most people have said is the best chili they ever had in their life. We have wonderful things like seared salmon with veggies, halibut with broccoli. We have different soups. So it's so delicious. We may end up partnering with a meal prep company in the very near future as well to have these delivered to your house instead of you having to make them. But we haven't had any negative feedback yet on our recipes. I'm very proud of them.
Yes, they're very good. It does give you a great variety. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the supporting program and the community that goes along with the Smart Press Juice. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now, this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome to RadioAMB, where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. I'm Patty Smucker, and we're here on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with the sharp pistol of a woman, Niou Vonheim, the visionary and chief juicer at Superfoods Juice. So, Annie, we've been talking about this brand that you have, this brand that you've made, which is designed initially as a 7-day cleanse to help you get a reset of your body. But one of the things that I think is really exciting about it is because of the community, you've actually begun helping people to sort of change their relationship with food. Tell us a little bit about how community is playing such an important part in the way that the cleanse works.
Sure. So what we ended up creating was what we call the first guided juice cleanse on the market. I used to be a really big fan of juice cleanses. I cannot stay away from pressed juice shops, and they always tout their juice cleanses. So that's what I was really interested in the past. But I found that it's really a very lonely experience. You're really given a brochure at the counter, and off you go, and there's no one to talk to. And you just sort of start alone for a week. And after doing it many times, I was thinking, wouldn't it be great? At least I used to beg my friends and ask, will someone do a cleanse with me? Mm-hmm. Anybody? And that way at least you have somebody to talk to and somebody to cheer you on. Otherwise, really, there's really no one else you should talk to about it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create the first guided juice cleanse and create this community that was rich in inspiration and transformation. So the very first thing I did is I went out and asked one of the leading thought leaders in food and nutrition. Her name is Dr. Deanna Minnick, and a very dear friend of mine and someone who really encouraged me to break off from corporate and to do this as well. So I asked her, she goes out there and she trains all these nutrition and mind-body experts on food and spirit. That's her blog and her company. And I asked her if she knew any of her dynamite trainees and if she could volunteer one for me to join my team. And she gave us a wonderful, wonderful lady. Her name is Heather Monroe. She's located up by Seattle. She's a nutrition and mind-body expert. She teaches yoga, and she also leads these cleanses, these whole food cleanses. So she's the perfect fit. She's helped us design and also lead these cleanses through their one-week journey. She gives them really fun homework assignments like, what's your act of self-care for today? Make sure they're journaling what their intention is for the week. And it's just wonderful, wonderful support and encouragement. She does this through a mix of live calls. She also has videos for on demand. She sends out daily health tips. And these are all done in an exclusive community. So this community is a closed Facebook group, and we also have it online and on emails as well. But they can get their daily inspiration and get support and get their questions answered every step of the way. Heather encourages everybody to post pictures of their meal for the day or recipes for juices. Some people will say, I made my own nut milk, here it is, and they'll post a picture of it, and then we go copy their recipe, and we start posting pictures of our version of it. It's just really, really fun. I look forward to every single cleanse because that's when our community comes alive Everyone's sharing their recipes. They're showing their kids stealing their clean meals, which is great to see children stealing their drinks and their juices and the food. It's so fun and it's so motivating. And as I touched on earlier, there's a doctor by the name of Dr. Mark Hyman, a very famous doctor in functional medicine, who said that communities are more powerful than any doctor or hospital or clinic you can go to, because these social networks have a huge, huge determining factor of how your health comes out to. If you're hanging out with the right crowd, with people with similar health goals, and they're there for you every step of the way and there for you to celebrate your success and encourage you when you're down, that has so much more impact than a pill that you can take for your health.
Right, right. So who you hang out with, how you spend your time is so important. When you're watching the interaction of the people that are going through the cleanse, what are some of the typical areas where people get inspiration from each other? Where are people feeling like, where are you seeing that people are needing someone to help pick them up and keep them moving forward?
I think a lot of our cleansers that come in, surprisingly, are first-time cleansers. So ones that have seen it and just said, you know, I don't have the discipline to go through this, or I don't want to start for it. I'm so busy. There's just no way I could just subside off of green juices. So these are the cleansers that we've seen join our group, and they're really surprised that you have plenty of energy. You can even work out. You can keep doing your CrossFit or your high-intensity workouts on this plan because you're getting enough nutrients for your body. So once that's out there, I think mostly these cleansers are just shocked with how healthy food could taste great. Even vegan food can taste wonderful. It could be wonderfully flavorful. And when we first kicked off this cleanse, I held an open dinner at my house. We gave out the address to our cleansers, and my chef friend, her name's Niou Vonheim, she came to my house and she demoed all 13 recipes at my house. And I just invited from the very first cleanser, the very first person that bought a juice kit from us, down to our experienced cleansers. I invited everyone to my house, and everyone was just tasting all the different menus that she's created. And they're delicious. And we had some husbands or wives of the cleansers who are not into healthy eating. They were absolutely shocked at how delicious the meals could be. And that's what it's all about, a community of people who really, really enjoy eating together and eating a huge bounty of food that can actually be very, very healthy for you.
And that I think is really one of the wonderful pioneering things that you're doing. When I mentioned earlier about this wellness tradition that is emerging globally, where people are discovering that we need to change the relationship that we have with food. When we look around, particularly in America, and you see the size of many people's waistlines, it's clear that we don't have that right relationship with food. I know for myself, I experienced over a 10-pound loss in weight in just 1 week of doing the cleanse. But I was so inspired by the taste and the satisfaction of eating nutritionally dense food, which you've done both in the juices as well as in the clean meals, that it gave me that inspiration to continue. Are you finding that more people that are doing just the cleanse want to continue to interact with your product after that 7-day cleanse?
Yes, actually, it's very surprising. We just finished Socal Vegfest, which is a really large festival here in Southern California. There's over 20,000 people this weekend. And we had a number of volunteers that worked our booth all weekend, making juices and passing it out and sharing their story. And they're volunteers because they've gone through the cleanse several times themselves. And they could not wait to share the story because they finally discovered how to eat correctly. And that's a huge, huge piece that comes out of the end of our cleanse week, and that you're sort of given all the tools so that you know what to do and how to eat well. But these cleansers, they become part of our family almost. I mean, they know all the founders now, and they were juicing with us. We had a great time. We met their children. Even their children were at our booth. It was really fun. But once you join our community, you're always in our community until you choose to leave. So you can see every cleanse going on. You can interact with other cleansers. You find that if you post a question, that many times the first person to respond to you isn't going to be our nutritionist, but it's going to be one of our cleansers who's gone through it, because I love seeing other people come on board. So that's something that you can definitely expect from our community, is a lot of feedback from people who've gone through the program before and are really excited for other people to start the same journey.
And as we wrap up this segment, it's not unusual as well that there is an emotional aspect of it that the community also addresses?
Yes, absolutely. It could be really frightening. There was actually a lady who posted that prior to this cleanse, she was always terrified of food. It was going to make her feel sick. Every time she ate, she had an episode. And when she went to the grocery store, she was struck by decision paralysis. She didn't know what to go, what to buy, so she just defaulted to what she always bought. And then she's conditioned to think that food's going to make her gain weight. So this is a way to show you that food could be wonderfully nourishing. It can make you feel wonderful. It could help you heal. And you finally are given the tools to know what to do when you go out to a big celebration. How do I eat properly? What do I take around? What do I indulge in, and what do I, take care to minimize? So you're given all these tools at the end of the week to know exactly what to do in every food situation.
That's great. All right, well, we're going to take our last break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the business of Smart Pressed Juice and where Annie sees it going in the future. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.
You're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm Patty Smucker, and we are on this final segment with our segment sponsor, Free Your Mane. Free Your Mane is a hair care line designed for dehydrated, textured hair made with baobab oil. You can find Free Your Mane at freeyourmane, spelled MANE.com, or you can also find them at Anthropology stores. We're here with Niou Vonheim, the visionary and chief juicer of Smart Pressed Juice. We've been talking about this journey that you've been on in terms of helping people to reset their body by going through a 7-day cleanse. But more importantly, I think more importantly, helping people to understand how eating nutritionally dense food can be a change, a transformational change in the relationship with food. Annie, what do you see happening? Where's your company today in terms of development, and what do you see happening in the near future as you continue to bring your Smart Pressed Juice to the market?
Believe it or not, all the buzz that's been generated and all of these experiences that I'm sharing all happened within our pilot. So we're just exiting our pilot program now. It was a 3-month pilot to show us proof of concept. It's an amazing business because our whole goal was to provide the most nutritionally dense and the most fun guided juice cleanse on the market. But it also is a really great business opportunity. We were able to recoup all of our inventory and our R&D costs within the first month of our pilot, which was really shocking.
Amazing. 1 month and recoup all your inventory and all of your R&D costs. A 5-year venture.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes. So we didn't realize that the market would receive it that well. And the other funny thing is we didn't spend a dime on advertising. This was nothing more than a feeble Facebook post on behalf of 3 of the founders' Facebook sites, and that was it. We didn't do any advertising because we wanted to make sure that we could follow these cleansers through their entire journey and make sure we can get all their feedback, because the feedback was what we're really after. Is, do we have to adjust our formulas? Do we have to change the program? We learned so much. The lessons that we learned were so valuable to us. And now we're scaling up for our full market launch, which is so exciting for us. We were just at Socal Vegfest this weekend, which is great, and we moved a tremendous amount of product, which is really great for us, and it provides a lot more validation. So now we're really getting ready to go into a couple different channels. A huge amount of our efforts is going to be focused on e-commerce. So that's a lot of social media and content generation. And we're also rolling out our monthly subscription boxes. You'd asked earlier if we see cleansers come back. Absolutely. We would say actually the majority of our cleansers, after doing it once, bought again. Mm-hmm. And that was really surprising to us, because in 3 months, some of them bought every single month because they love the cleanse experience so much. And once a month, it's great. It is easy to do. You're not hungry. And you can sort of undo the other couple weeks in case you go crazy. So around the holidays, this is really valuable to do.
Right, absolutely.
Around Thanksgiving, after Halloween, or after Christmas, you're definitely going to want to do a cleanse then. So that's something that we're doing. And we're also finding that these events could be very valuable for us as well. It gets our brand out there. We get to meet a tremendous amount of influencers and new friends. And finally, our wholesale model, we actually have a couple yoga clinics and doctors' offices already carrying our products. And we're going to be rolling out some more. We've had a lot of requests and even pre-orders from a lot of different fitness studios as well. So that's another area that we'll be concentrating on.
And when you said that during this last 3 months you learned some important things, what were some of the key things that you thought going into this became totally a different direction?
In the very beginning, when we created this cleanse, we were targeting it towards millennials, because those are the ones that go into these trendy juice bars, and they're the ones who understand what a cleanse is, and they have the strength and the fortitude to last through the week. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and our very first sale was to a millennial. It's funny, she watched me pitch at an event and came up and bought my sample kit. She just had to have it. Right. She walked off with it. At the end of the day, she followed me through the entire competition, and after we won, she took the kit with her. So that was great to see some validation there. But we found that our message really, really resonates with Gen X and Boomer women, the professional women who are really, really busy throughout the day. They just don't have time to take care of themselves. And they've got children, they've got a professional job, they've got a lot of responsibilities at home, and sometimes your diet just falls to the wayside. You eat whenever you can, and many of us are guilty of that. So this is one way that you can definitely take care of yourself. You can let us take care of you for a week. You're going to get all the food and nutrition you're going to need for a week doing our cleanse and doing our clean meals, and you finally have that nutrition and mind-body expert there to teach you how to relax, teach you how to take care of yourself, make you take care of yourself all week, and that experience is just priceless. So that's really a great experience for people to go through.
And then the other piece of it is this community, that now you're part of this new community in your life where there is this ongoing discussion about the relationship between what we're eating, the level of stress, how you're relaxing, the fitness aspect of it. All of those pieces also becomes part of the formula for success and the relationship with food as well, which I find to be something that seems very simple, but it is really something that's unique to the brand that you've developed.
Yes, absolutely.
And so where do you hope to be a year from now?
1 year from now, let's see, I hope to have a significant social media, or at least have our social media strategy completely built out. And we'd like to begin with affiliates as well. We met so many great influencers this weekend at Vegfest, which is largely focused on vegans. And we've met some tremendous people in the media and also people who run some very well-known products. Like, for one, I met the CEO of the Silent Project, a lady that I've followed in the past. I was really excited to meet her, and she bought cases and cases of our Coldpressed Greens, which is wonderful. So we'd like to connect with a lot more people like that. We definitely want to move into the professional space in terms of professional conferences, because professional women, we just don't take care of ourselves. We're so busy. Mm-hmm. So this is an area that I'd really, really like to partner with. So we'd like a lot more partnerships with these influencers and also organizations that cater to these women in terms of in the professional space. We'd like to roll out to a lot more health clinics and health studios and fitness studios, because this is an easy, very non-invasive way for people just to do a basic reset of their body and get the vegetables and nutrition they need in their body without having to take a whole bunch of pills, without having to go hungry or to interrupt their daily schedule.
Right, great. So if somebody wants to learn more about Smart Pressed Juice, what's the best way to do that?
You could go to our website. It's smartpressedjuice.com. If you have any questions, you can ask us at info@smartpressedjuice.com. And when you're ready to join our cleanse group, it's Smart Pressed Juice Cleanse. You can just look for it on Facebook.
Great. Annie, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be one of the part of the pilot program, and to watch your great success. I'll look forward to having you back in another year and talk about your journey.
Thank you so much, Patty. I really enjoyed it.
Great. Well, we are done for today, but mark your calendar to be with us next week when we look at cosmetics and bug repellents in the wake of the Zika virus and the need for protection. Join us when Doug Skune, a highly regarded cosmetic chemist, joins us to give us the skinny on what you should be looking for from topical products claiming to protect you from insects. Send your questions and comments to request@AmericanMadeBeauty.com. I'm Patty Smucker. You can hear AMB on healthylife.net. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.